Okay, attention please, I start the new session, JIRA Service Desk in Action. Welcome new people which arrived. This session is about JIRA Service Desk. It's about bringing IT teams and Service Desk closer together, and also I will show in a live demonstration how Service Desk actually works. What is Service Desk? Service Desk is also a collaborative service desk platform, similar to some existing ITSM solution, but with one big or huge benefit: it's a user-friendly graphical user interface. So your customers, your internal employees which are using Service Desk for raising requests, for example, are not confused by overloaded graphical user interfaces. And it provides powerful service level agreement. So you can also monitor, for example, your times for first response or your time to resolve a particular request. And it's about the connection between teams and Service Desk teams, but you can also use Service Desk only as a Service Desk. You don't need any collaboration with developers, so if you don't have developers. And it should be the single point of contact in the companies for, I don't know, customers, business partners, internal employees. So can you use for various purposes. So what is, bring IT teams and Service Desk teams close together? I mean, this is very close, but it's all about collaboration and about effective communication. But you can also use Service Desk without having an IT team and can just serve the customer needs here. Okay, how does a Service Desk work? First, a customer comes, or an internal employee, and says, I have some particular problem, I don't know, my keyboard doesn't work, what should I do? So he opens the customer portal. The portal is the graphical user interface tailored for the customer, and there he can raise the request. So, keyboard is broken, guys, I need help. Then Chuck Norris comes, man, this guy looks like Chuck Norris, and picks up this issue. So he takes it from the queue and try to resolve this issue. And how he resolves this issue? By communicating with the customer. So I need additional information to resolve this problem, tell me more. Or at least he can also communicate with the collaborators, like the developer. He can ask the developer, come on, help me with this bug, I need some help to resolve this issue and to satisfy the customer, of course. And at the end, the issue is resolved, everyone is happy, and it's fully transparent. So what are another big benefit of this Service Desk solution is that you can speak in the language of the customer. So you can translate specific fields which the customer has to enter information to a language the customer really understands. Instead of providing summary, components, description, you can say what system is affected, what is your problem, so really lead the customer through the problem. And this can be easily customized by the Service Desk administrator. So again, you don't need to hack some XML, whatever. And this is also about to save time and cost, because when the customer enters the right information, you can easily resolve the issue without asking him again, what do you mean with this? And what are the main features of Service Desk? First, you have simplified Service Desk. I will show you this in the demonstration afterwards, but the best case is the customer, the internal employee or business partner can resolve the issue by his own. So you provide him some knowledge base where he can search through, for example, how-to articles, and resolve the problem by his own without raising a request. So the service agent is not involved. So anyway, you can save here time and cost. Ticket management, in Service Desk you have a special view on tickets, on requests. You have SLAs there, which are automatically updated. And you have some other Service Desk specific information on ticket view level. Effective knowledge here, again, you can integrate a knowledge base in Confluence with your Service Desk in order to assist the customer in resolving his problems. HipChat. HipChat is an Atlassian messenger. You can also integrate HipChat if you have HipChat as the messenger solution. Then you can integrate it so the service desk agent can collaborate or communicate easily with developers or other guys which can assist him in resolving this issue. And you have powerful SLAs. This is, for me, the most interesting point the service desk provides. You can easily customize these SLAs and monitor this SLA for a particular time. You can say, in the past 7 days, how was the time to respond, so the time to resolve a particular issue. And you can generate the SLA by your own very easily and fast. And in comparison to the other ITSM solutions, the setup is very fast. So if you have already a JIRA administrator in your company, this guy can take care about your setup, your administration, so you don't need to hire a new guy. So it's very easy to create new request types, new workflow, new SLAs. So what are the primary goals? First, it's about to increase the company satisfaction, of course, to reduce IT costs and managing your IT. Because again, in comparison to ServiceNow, BMC, Service Desk is very cheap and easy to set up. Improve the customer satisfaction. So, you know, if you're using HP help desk, it's not easy to enter, to raise a request because you are so annoyed by this tool. You don't even request your, you don't even raise your request. So therefore, it's very important to focus on the customer needs. Which customer? I mean this guy which really entering the request. And the effective communication. You know, communicating with the customer by email can be very painful. So digging through your whole inbox, it's time consuming. Here you have everything in the portal or within the platform. And you can easily read through the whole communication thread. Improvement of IT processes and costs, I already mentioned, and eliminate email support. Get away from email support, do everything with customer portal. If you still want to integrate emails, for example, I send a request to an email address, you can also integrate this email account to Service Desk. So these mails are automatically forwarded to Service Desk and then be displayed as a request. And transparency, of course, you can really drag a bug report raised by a customer from the creation till the resolution in your JIRA project, for example, and then at the end you can notify the customer, come on man, in release 3.0 it's resolved, so please update in future. And what are the major reasons for customers to switch from existing ITSM to Service Desk? We have at the end of our day the customer success story. This guy will tell you more about what are the primary reasons, but first it's cost effective in comparison to BMC, IT Remedy, or ServiceNow, it's cheap. I will show you a pricing example. You get power out of the box, the same power Service Desk is built on JIRA, so you get the same power which JIRA provides. Workflows, custom issue types, custom fields, and it's simple to use for the customer. You have one platform for everyone. The optimal case is you're already using JIRA for development. And you want to integrate Service Desk, so it's very easy. You install Service Desk as a plugin on top of JIRA, and then also your Service Desk team is integrated in one platform, and everybody knows how to deal with this platform. One thing I have to mention here, Service Desk does not cover the whole IT processes or spectrum. So it's a lightweight solution if you have special workflows or a special environment. We have to look if it can be graded. But if you need basic ITSM features like queues, SLAs, workflows, you can do this with Service Desk. Pricing example costs 70,500 euros for 100 JIRA users if you need them. Users are collaborators, which can help you to solve the issue as an agent. 15 Service Desk agent, and a very important point, unlimited customers. So you don't burn any user license for customers, so they are unlimited. They can sign up by their own and use Service Desk by raising their requests. Now I switch directly to the live demonstration. So don't be confused, I'm also I will open a new window because I want to show you the interaction between the agent and the customer. So I need this for sorry. Here it is. So I need the URL. And Robert Lee. Okay, so now we are logged in as the customer. So this is the first view the customer sees after logging into customer portal. So you see here first the self-service capabilities. So let's assume I'm a customer, my keyboard is broken, I need a new one. What should I do? First, I enter some information here, broken keyboard, and what you see here, I get a suggested or proposed article how to solve my problem by my own. So I can open this. Here you see there should be a how-to article directly fetched from Confluence. So me as a customer, I have to log in Confluence first. Hopefully you're not confused by switching around. Yeah, let's continue in service desk. I don't know why the login process takes so long. It's very suspicious. But anyway, you should see here the article how to resolve your problem by your own. Here we are, okay. And we should here see the article. So you can also provide a customer troubleshooting articles, how-to articles, which are maintained in Confluence, and integrate this knowledge base directly. So, but I'm not satisfied. I cannot find a solution as a customer. So what I do right now is I'm searching for a category which fits my needs right now, desktop and laptops, and I request a new hardware. I request a new keyboard. I have additional information here. Monitors, keyboard, keyboard is the right thing I need, and I type in what I need. You see here, what do I need is a new keyboard. Again, you get here on the right side the knowledge base articles, because if I do not search first for a solution and enter directly my request, it's also important that I also get these proposed articles here. What do I need? New keyboard now. So I create this request, and you see here, this is the request view, new request, and very important, the current status. So I'm waiting right now for support, and I can also watch all my previous requested stuff in this section. So I'm waiting for a lot of things, as you can see, waiting for support, waiting for support. So seems the case that the service agents are not hardworking guys. Let's switch back to service desk itself. So we're switching to the agent view. What does the agent see? First, he has to open the service desk. And you can see here, first the requests or issues which are assigned to me, which I have to resolve. But you can also see here, queues are divided in different kind of sections. So hardware, I requested a new hardware, therefore the new request should land here. So new keyboard, and as I described before, in the workflow, the agent picks up this ticket. So I will be the agent who will resolve this and assign it to me. So this is the indicator for other agent. Some guy is working on it. Don't pick this. And then I'm not really satisfied with this information. I need more. What kind of keyboard? So I can start the discussion with the customer here directly. Respond to customer. What? So I'm lazy to type. So I just want to show you the communication. And I respond to customer. And you see waiting for customer, the status changed. And as a customer, I can go back to the issue and waiting for input from my side. So the agent needs more information, and I say I want to have a JIRA keyboard. let's say some special model, the Ultron model I want to have. Okay, now we have to update. Now we're waiting again for support. And me as an agent right now, I switch back to the service desk. I will refresh this. And you see now again waiting for support. And with this provided information, Cherry Ultron, I know exactly what I should order for this particular customer. I can easily resolve this issue. And let's type order. You see, from my perspective, it's resolved, and also from the perspective of the customer. Wrong shortcut. It's resolved. So anyway, this is the first ticket, which is resolved, but I'm still waiting for a lot of others. So what you can see here on ticket level is also the SLA. It's a very important information for me as an agent for picking a request. As you can see here, for unassigned issues, this would be the first place for me as an agent where I look for new tickets to proceed with. You see the SLA is already breached, so I took the first one. In queues, you also rank the tickets based on their urgency. And you see it's very urgent to resolve because they are not within the SLA anymore. And yeah, there are a lot of issues here. And you can easily create new queues, or at least change the view of existing queues by just edit it. And let's say we want to also add here the status information. We can easily do it by add the status here somewhere. It's better to search for it. And here we go, save, and you see here I have additional field, which can be very interesting for an agent. So what about the other functions or functionalities in Service Desk is the SLA itself. So how do you measure, or how do you create SLA? SLA is nothing more than measuring time for a particular status. So here, for example, we have an SLA time to resolution. So it's measuring the time when the issue is created till the issue is resolved. In this case, it makes sense to measure the time over the whole workflow, but what if the ticket is on customer side? So for the customer, it could be the case that the customer is not checking his impact so frequently. So it could take time till the customer really reacts on my answer. So I can pause the time here for a particular status. In this case, it would be waiting for customer. And this would directly affect my SLA. I can, in real time, update the existing SLA figures, and they are automatically or immediately updated. In this case, there was not, for this demo data, there was no long time when the issue was in status waiting for customers, so you don't see any effect here. But anyway, you can easily create your own SLAs, really depending on your needs. What is also interesting here, you can treat issues or requests differently. So you can say for issue types fault, this is a very critical issue, you have an SLA 4 hours. So the issue must be resolved within 4 hours, and you have, or your support is 24/7. And for other issues, which are issue type access, for example, you have an SLA 8 hours, and this is within business hours. So really the clock stops counting when you're outside this time period. And for all remaining, so this is the default rule, you have 40 hours. Basically this is all about SLAs. And reports. So we can also generate your own reports. For example, this is a very famous example, resolve versus created. So assume you get 100 tickets per day. In optimal case, you should resolve 100 tickets per day. I mean, this is really the ideal situation, but here you can create those kind of reports here. You can also say what's the average time to resolution. All issues 23 hours, and for a particular issue type 4, it took very long, over 140 hours. And you can easily add time series here. Resolved by agent. This is very interesting to pay bonus on your agent. So yeah, Max is quite good. He's the leader, and let's see who is the leader for. Yeah, Jennifer was quite good over the last year. Yeah, whatever kind of reports you want to have based on your defined SLA, you can generate them. But let's update this one, for example. You can add a series here and define your filter. For example, I want to show another user for this report. Yeah, there's another section. I mean, this is quite basic stuff. Just the permissions for your service desk. I'm the administrator, Mitch Davis, and here I defined what are my agents. So for each agent, you need to have a license. But what is also important, agents or one agent license can use several service desks. So it's not really stick to one service desk. And the customer, of course, you can define here the groups of customers. And the most important stuff to create the issue types. So this is what you see in the customer portal. Let's see upgrade or change server. In my customer portal, if I go to the overview, it's within service infrastructure upgrade or change server. It's here. And you see here is the request name, what we see in the customer portal. Here the underlying issue type. This is a very interesting fact. You can, as I said, service desk is built in JIRA, and you can use the existing issue types in JIRA for your service desk. So you don't need to create these issue types from scratch. And then you can map those JIRA issue fields to the fields of the request. So normally you don't need all informations which are on the issue. For request, you show the customer the most important information. And this can be done here in fields. You see, let's add a new field. So these are coming from the underlying issue type called was changed. And I want also to have attachment possibility for the customer. And you see, I will make it not required, optional. I can also make here a translation so the customer understands what we want to have. We want to have a screenshot, for example. I mean, in this case, makes not really sense, but you know what I mean. And say update. And immediately, this change is immediately applied to the customer portal. I can update it, and you see I have a new field on my request where I can attach screenshots of my particular problem, for example. And what's here also interesting is first the integration to Confluence. So here you can see which spaces are used for the knowledge base, and you can see also for a particular request type you want to search through this knowledge base. And also email settings. As I said before, you can also integrate an email account, let's say support@bytesize.net, so this requests are automatically integrated in your service desk. The last big or major point is automation. So you want to also automate your workflow somehow. You don't want to make manual triggers or notify users. Let's assume a special or very urgent request came to your service desk, and a particular agent have to proceed on this request. You can define a new rule to notify this agent, because it can be the agent has a very filled up queue, and in order to do not miss this request, you can define, for example, be aware of urgent issues. And this is a very elegant way to define additional triggers. So here you can say when this condition is matched, issue created, and if issue matches, in this case, let me wait for issue matches blocker or critical, then we want to notify this particular agent, for example. And this is a very powerful way of triggering certain actions. And you can also, in future, with this workflow, you can also trigger, for example, requests to external tools. If you want to notify external tool that something changed in your service desk, you can do this with webhooks. This is not part of the current automation feature. It will be in future a feature. So, and as I said before, this service desk is based on a JIRA project, and this JIRA project is also called IT services. So people which are not agent can also view all issues on JIRA project level. So everything you have in service desk, you also have available for collaborators. For those people who aren't agents, can use JIRA for tracking issues, for monitoring an SLA and so on. So you're not burning any agent license just to view the request or ticket coming or based on service desk. Again, how much minutes are left? Nobody knows? Typical problem.
About 7.
Oh, about 7. I'm way too fast today. Perhaps I forgot something, but let's end this session here. Do you have do you have questions regarding service desk? Yes?
What are the major difference between JIRA and service desk? Why should I take service desk? Because a lot of these things I can do also just in JIRA.
Exactly. You're right, but what you cannot do is, first, you don't have a customer portal. For those people which are external customers or external business partners, you don't want to give them access to your JIRA project. So you have this restricted view on requests, and you can also provide additional information there. I mean, imagine you have to create every time on JIRA project level an issue with all the information you have. This can be quite confusing for them, especially for customers.
Well, I can make an anonymous access and just the login screen with a view where I can make the first view issue.
Exactly, you can also make special screens, of course. But what you're still missing is the possibility of queues, SLAs, and also, the ordering of issues. I mean, you can also ordering issues in your JIRA project, ordering by date created or whatever, but it's not possible to order them based on a particular SLA, for example, which is a very important part of service desk. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes?
In your example,
Uh-huh.
In your example, you showed the agents claiming the tickets. Is it possible to assign, how granular is the permission system there? Can I assign some agents the ability to claim tickets, others only initially assigned to them?
First, the idea is behind the agent takes the issue by his own. Normally, you have responsibility on queue level. So the particular agents are responsible for hardware queue, software queue, and they pick the issues directly from there. So.
But there's no possibility for a team leader, for example, to restrict the permission to only assign certain agents certain issues. The agents are always free to claim whatever they like to claim.
At the moment not. One workaround would be to have this triage phase where one responsible person is really distributing the tickets to agents, for example. Yeah, this would be, yeah. And another thing is you can also share one ticket. I mean, if you have an interest or interest group, for example, you can share one ticket with more than one customer, for example. This is here. I can also, I mean, makes no sense here, but I can put here other customers where you think they are also interested in this ticket, for example. Yeah. Some business partner raises a request, and then you can share this request with all other employees of this business partner, for example. This is quite a new feature. What is the outlook of service desk? As I mentioned before, a huge improvement in this automation workflow. And I guess also these questions of restriction and automatically assignment of ticket will be also be there in future.